Hi, my name is Jalen Gonel, CEO and founder of Breadcrumbs. And today I wanted to demonstrate a use case for Breadcrumbs, that being upskilling for the general user or manager or consultant. So the idea in creating Breadcrumbs was simply to accelerate the exposure of an individual to a given topic that they were interested in, and not only answer the questions that may have been top of mind, but allow them to really get exposed to those terms, topics, those key things that only could have come from lots of experience and exposure, either through reading, through meetings, through just, very long time. Essentially, how do you ask a question that you've never, how do you get an answer to a question with which you would never even think to ask? So, here's a use case. Let's say I am a marketing manager within the food and beverage industry, specifically within alcohol. And I wanted to better understand just the general industry in regards to distribution so that I could create or just I generally understand the area so that it could enhance me in being a better marketing manager. So in this case, we'll say food and beverage industry in regards to distribution. And that's what we'd like to learn. And so goal, purpose, or desired outcome, right? You can leave this blank and it will simply say general understanding, but we'll actually mention a very specific goal we may have in mind. That being, I would love to, understand the laws and landscape of distributing alcohol, as well as the legal, boundaries. Now, for the sake of it, I actually did recently, or a few years ago, had the privilege to work within the food and beverage industry. So I'll be using this as an example to verify accuracy. But there's simply a lot about it. And so Breadcrumbs, I feel, excels in particular use cases like this. So as you look up top here, we have both. We have just files. If I wanted to, I could also include some files and simply we could then extract the information. But I really just want to get a general spread, right? So we see down here, right, the tools, terms, connections, what are called slices. And so these are the things within a topic that allow you, concepts, nouns that are important. Now, of course, if you wanted to, you could add your own or add different ones. But in this case, I simply will use the default. Now let's generate. And so what we're doing now is we simply have a synopsis being generated. This is basically what ChatGPT would tell you in a sort of single long-winded chat. But the thing about Breadcrumbs is that it's designed to go even further. So the terms, the things, that's really interesting. So here I have, just to reiterate, my subject, the food and beverage industry in regards to distribution. And my goal, just general understanding the laws and the landscape of distributing alcohol within the United States. So we see here terms, we have tools, questions I need to ask myself, measures, so the variables, the things that determine success, the core, and the connections. So more so the applications within the real world. But the three-tier system, that's interesting. I've never heard of that before. So let's take a look at that. So now what's happening is the three-tier system, in regards to our specific goal, is being defined. Now this is something I, again, would never have had the opportunity to know or ask a question about because I was never exposed to it in the first place. But with Breadcrumbs, it simply exposes you to important topics, sort of chunked up in associations that we understand. So tools, right? The things that are connected that can help us get to our goal, right? Terms, right? Just the things we just need to know. Questions that we need to ask ourselves. Measures. And so in a very quick period of time, I'm able to then move through just general understanding of just, lingo and what have you in a way that I never could have before. Now I'm really exposed to a topic. And if I want, I can go about saving things. And in the very near future, I'll be able to then export it to reports, to slides, but that'll be rolling out in the following weeks. But that was just an example of what breadcrumbs can do in regards to upskilling.